Do-Rag Wisdom here, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Earth Date Y2K20.01.22. And I will be keeping track of the message boards. I'm sorry if you haven't heard from me recently. I'm just trying to get this stuff out for you. I have to prepare it. Please bear with me. The Democratic managers brought forth 7 or 8 amendments to Moscow Mitch's so-called rules for the impeachment Senate trial of Don Trump. I stayed up until the amendment dealing with calling Bolton up as a witness, and that happened around 2 a.m. It was a grueling 12 or so more hours, and after I finish doing Do-Rag Wisdom for you, I'm going to go back and watch what I've missed. I've been time shifting it. These grueling 12 hours were not only an onslaught for your patience, but also on your sanity. But this is history, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to see it being played out live in reality before my eyes, before it's made into the movie. And of course, if this pernicious, cancerous, evil, traitorous creep manages to get re-election, there won't be a movie unless it's produced by him. Moscow Mitch and his fellow Trumpists have a plan to acquit their cult leader of all charges, most especially before the State of the Union next month, so that Trump can pound his chest and bring his false victory to our besieged country. Whoa! Moscow Mitch and his fellow Trumpists plan to make charging their leader as difficult as possible. Make the Democrat Party, quote unquote, the Democrat Party, not the Democratic. See, if I wanted to be nasty about the Republican brand, and I know they're not Republicans, they're Trumpists, I could call them the Republic Party. Republic President, Republic Senator instead of Republican. But real Republicans never refer to the Democratic Party as the Democrat Party. That was in the old days of reason, sanity, respect. Mitch McConnell, Moscow Mitch, and his Trumpist cohorts, they want to table all the amendments, make it difficult for much, much later. So for 12 or more hours, Senator Schumer brought up one amendment after another, followed by interminable debate until Moscow Mitch and his fellow Trumpists voted to table each and every one of them. For now, the McConnell rules calls for opening statements from both sides, 3 days each or so for each side, and then what? And these are marathon proceedings, folks. But isn't the trial supposed to have witnesses, documents at least? I'd want to have witnesses if I was on trial, and documents. I'd want to have as many witnesses as I could have, and documents. Unless I was guilty, like this creep in our White House is. Moscow Mitch claims that he is following the Clinton impeachment rules, except that Clinton supplied extensive documents beforehand. Trump, on the other hand, has given nothing and has obstructed the Congress every step of the way. For Trump, the Trumpists, and Moscow Mitch, there is no rule of law, no constitution, no truth, no democratic republic. There is just Trump, Putin, the dissolution of our republic, and world oligarch totalitarian domination. Reality TV has helped make us define deviancy down, so that we have a thug and traitorous president of our country. A sociopathic fiend, Trump, who has plenty of time to do more damage with the help of his frenzied followers, who should be made to sit down and study how our democratic republic came into being. Maybe some civics would help them. The enemies aren't. Meanwhile, day 2 of the Senate whitewash of the dictator fiend in the dark of night, when only the vampires and werewolves roam to rip out our jugulars and suck our blood. The creep fiend has the nerve to think that he can be reelected. His douchebag son Junior believes that he could run for president. The Trump carnage and outrage on our human dignity continues today in the hallowed halls of the Senate, now besmirched by Trump turds. All of this has just been a joke, right? The federal government has been testing us to see if we are awake and aware of how fragile our democratic constitutional republic really is, right? Don Trump isn't really president, right? They're going to tell us tomorrow, right? There is really a sane person running our federal government, and he or she is going to come out tomorrow to tell us that it was just a test, right? It's really for a movie, right? Somebody's going to yell, cut, print, right? Right! It's only a movie, right?